It's now my pleasure to introduce Kathy Marinello, the Chairman and CEO of Stream Global Services, to the stage. If Kathy could come up. Kathy serves on the General Motors Board of Directors. Prior to the Stream Global Services, Kathy was Chairman and CEO of Ceridian Corporation, and prior to that, she spent 10 years in senior positions at General Electric. Kathy, welcome. How are you? I haven't seen you in ages. Oh, yes.
The Leadership and Diversity Award highlights an individual who's made an exceptional commitment to retaining and promoting groups that have historically been overlooked in the workforce. It goes to leaders who understand that a well-rounded workforce enhances the culture and vitality of his or her organization. Tonight, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dan Akerson, the Chairman and CEO of General Motors, as the 2013 recipient. Since becoming GM's leader in 2010, Dan has led the company to its return to being an automotive industry leader and innovator. His success is based in part on his goal to build a new and vibrant culture at GM that values diversity and inclusion as a competitive advantage. Additionally, he has been relentless in his drive to establish a GM culture that prides itself on meritocracy, where results open doors to advancement. His formula is simple: create a level playing field that gives everyone the opportunity to compete and let the best man or woman win. Dan has not hesitated to put women in leadership positions in a business where being called a car guy is success. It might surprise you to learn that today, GM employs over 33,000 women around the world. And it's one of the largest employers of women engineers. From that incredible talent pool, Dan has advanced some of the most talented executives in the global auto industry, including Mary Barra, the head of global product development, and a ton of male engineers, and Alicia Bowler-Davis, I heard some laughs, you understand that, and Alicia Bowler-Davis, the global head of quality, who also happens to be the industry's highest ranking African-American woman. But Dan hasn't stopped there. He's driven a challenge to the entire organization to bring on more diverse dealerships and have a greater presence in the dealership arena in that area. He's also led a company to source over $1 billion with minority vendors around the world. So Dan doesn't just talk the talk, he has taken action, he's made things count where it's important. And for young women in corporate America, particularly engineers, for them to see the head of one of the largest engineering companies in the world be a woman, and clearly a high testosterone male industry, is phenomenal. It gives all these women hope that one day they can do anything and get anywhere in their careers. And I think in corporate America, probably the most important thing for us to do is not just put women in HR roles, not to put down HR, but to put them in real operating roles where they can give hope to all women that one day they could be the head of engineering or run a company. So together, Mary and Alicia have helped Dan and the entire GM team report record earnings. So diversity does pay off, and deliver cars and trucks that critics from J.D. Power and Consumer Reports to Motor Trend call the best in the business. It's a great American success story about a great American iconic company. So please welcome Dan to the stage as we award him with the Committee for Economic Development Diversity Award.
Thank you, Kathy. I didn't really start out to do that, but I had great role models in my life, and one of them was my mother. The second was my wife. And of course, my daughters are aspiring to achieve that goal, and my granddaughter now tells me that she wants to run General Motors. 4 years ago, roughly, I left the world, the safe world and lucrative world of private equity, to take on what I thought would be, in my generation, one of the most challenging and important resurrection of a great, iconic American company, and that would be General Motors. And when I arrived, it was on a scale that's hard to describe. Almost nothing was going right. It wasn't, as many in our company at the time could characterize, it was structural cost caused by the union. They indeed were part of the problem, part of the challenge, but our finance organization was dysfunctional, our IT organization was dysfunctional, product development. Our dealers had kind of gone belly up. We actually had a strategic document in the company that says we want to be a dominant truck company between the two mountain ranges of the United States. So we abdicated from Boston to Miami and from Seattle to San Diego. And we took the bold move, the team, and put forward, post-bankruptcy, $3 billion available to our dealers because we had to rebuild our distribution network that we didn't own. And we didn't make it mandatory, God forbid. We said, it's available to you, called essential brand elements. We had to burnish our brands. We had to resurrect our products. We had slogans, to the degree it became sloganeering, and said, we want to design, build, and sell the world's best vehicles, but we were mid-range at best in quality. Alicia Bowler Davis, that Kathy mentioned, was challenged after 2 failed, and in less than 4 years, no American manufacturer topped quality in the time of J.D. Power. And this year, for the first time in the history of automotive history, General Motors won it hands down, and as they told us, we didn't win by a nose, we won by a lap. So, for all you young folks, it's okay to buy American again, it's cool. In this 4-year period, we've won 2 Car of the Years. We are 3 of the 5 that are up for 3 of the 5 finalists for Car of the Year this year, and I'm sure we're going to win Best Truck. In this period, of which we were only in bankruptcy for 39 days, not 39 months, we had to correct a lot of systemic problems. And so we've had a lot of adjustments to the balance sheet in this period. But in this period, we've posted almost $28 to $29 billion in profit, more than any time in the history of General Motors. We're very proud of the progress, but at the core of what we've done, we had to change the culture, as Kathy talked about, and part of that was one that heralded diversity and inclusion. 25% of our plants in this country are run by women. By women. Indeed, we have a woman who's in charge of HR, but she's damn good. But to run the heart and soul of an automotive company is product development, and Mary Barra has done a great job there. So when I look at, we have to compete for people, their talents, to turn the culture. And it was obvious to me that this was largely a Western, white male dominated organization. And I'm very proud of the progress we've made and how well our women and minorities have done across the board. And you have to recognize by 2043, and we're a global company, 70% of the cars we build today are outside the United States. 25 years ago, 75% of them were built in the United States. And we were a much stronger company today, I believe, than we were 25 years ago because of our people. The change in culture has given us strategic and competitive advantage. By 2043, there will be no majority in this country. It'll be a pluralistic society. And if companies don't adapt not only their business strategies, but their human resource strategies to one that includes and heralds diversity, you're going to be at a competitive disadvantage. And instead of waiting for events to overtake General Motors, we're trying to look over the horizon, anticipate change, not just in advanced propulsion and fuel and things of that nature, but in human resource. So, on behalf of General Motors, not me, thank you for this award. It's greatly appreciated.
Well, congratulations, Dan. Thank you, Kathy, for that presentation.